What's up? TDDT. Good motherfucking Tuesday morning to y'all. What's up? It's your favorite band. Good motherfucking Tuesday morning to y'all. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday morning. Hope everybody's on their motherfucking commute. Maybe some people are staying at home listening to this in their bed. Maybe you're at work already, like me. Got a cool guest today on the podcast. He's a motherfucking pizza hero, a local pizza hero, and he's actually a he's a Bristol native, just like I am. But before I reveal who it is, I'm going to tell you guys about a couple sponsors, okay? Hartford Denim Company, a.k.a. Hardenco, is a manufacturer of the strongest clothes available. We at Hardenco stand by that statement by backing all of our products with free repairs for the life of the garment. Made using only the highest quality materials, everything we produce is cut and sewn in our shop in Hartford, Connecticut, USA. We also specialize in the production of commercial aprons for, but not limited to, the restaurant, bar, and woodworking industries. Please see www.hardenco.com for more information. That's HARDENCO.com. If you want to stop into the store, they are at 236 Hamilton Street. And let me tell you something. Let me give you a little fucking secret. You go in there, you say, I heard about your denim company through Ben Breaks Bread or Breaking Bread with Ben Grimm podcast. You'll get 10% off. Anything. You could buy $40,000 of jeans, and you're going to get $4,000 off. Because that's what's 10% of that. Next up, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by DiMichele's Barbershop and Emporium, located at 6 Kirby Road in Cromwell, Connecticut, exit 21 off of I-91. DiMichele's specializes in all types of men's haircuts and hot shaves. Services are available by appointment only, which can be made conveniently online at dmichelesbarbershop.com. That's DIMICHELES barbershop.com, or by calling 860-502-3540. Gift cards are available in any denomination, and they also offer my personal favorite, their own water-soluble pomade. So go get a fresh cut, a clean shave, and an awesome product, and tell them Ben sent you. DiMichele's Barbershop and Emporium, responsible barbering. Go see Eli. He'll make you fucking pretty. We got, we're entering the motherfucking holiday season. You gotta look good at your Halloween party. You gotta look good on motherfucking Columbus Day. You gotta look good for the holidays, motherfucking Thanksgiving. You gotta look good for Christmas. And you gotta look good for the motherfucking New Year. So there's a lot of haircuts you can go get from one guy. He's real good. Go do it. Never able to find a pet collar that fits you or your pet's personality? K9 Us Collars has you covered. K9 Us Collars Pet Collar and Leash Company handcrafts unique pet apparel for your one-of-a-kind pet. K9 Us Collars carries a wide variety of designs, including Day of the Dead, American traditional tattoo style, horror, and Asian-inspired. K9 Us Collars also carries official designs from some of your favorite hardcore and punk bands: Sick of It All, Madball, Terror, Indecision, Misfits, and iconic heavy metal band Judas Priest. Find K9 Us Collars online at www.caninuscollars.com. K9 Us Collars. Not your average pet collars and leashes. Use code BREAKINGBREAD in all uppercase for 10% off your entire order on their website, www.caninuscollars.com. Keep your pet looking fresh, motherfucker, with K9 Us Collars. Got Goose a little terror fucking, what do you call it, collar. Got him a little terror leash. And they sent a nice little cool bandana with a bunch of like skulls with gold teeth on it, and then you turn it over and it's a fucking cool little kind of a sexy paisley. He really likes it. Story and Soil Coffee Company is a multi-roast format specialty coffee shop located in the Frog Hollow neighborhood of Hartford, Connecticut. As much as we love great coffee, we love the community that brings coffee together even more. Our space, though small, is curated carefully to be both efficient and homey. We want all to feel welcome here. Story and Soil, great coffee, better community. They are located in the Frog Hollow section of Capitol Ave at 387 Capitol Ave. They are open Monday to Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. and Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Give a listen to the podcast today. Keep your ears to the ground. Look at the Story and Soil Instagram in the next couple days, and I will be giving you guys information on how you can win a $50 gift card to Story and Soil. Probably only good for local people, but whatever. If you fucking win it and you're fucking outside of Connecticut, I don't give a fuck. I'll send it to you. You just got to do what the instructions say for the giveaway. Keep looking this week. Give Story and Soil a follow, and you'll know what the fuck is going on. So, I would also like to keep you guys up to date on a couple different happenings. My man Paul Cardero is doing the Gorilla Gourmet Presents Fall Harvest Farm to Truck Dinner. This is going to take place at 245 Walnut Tree Hill Road in Shelton at the Hilltop Gardens of Huntington. This is a nice little dinner that they're capping off at 35 seats. Chef Paul Cordero, alongside pitmaster Jose Perez from the Meat Truck, have collaborated together to offer an exclusive 6-course farm-to-mouth dinner, showcasing only Connecticut's finest locally sourced ingredients. With the support of over 20 local farms and breweries, they will be presenting you a one-of-a-kind culinary experience. Order your tickets today. This event is capped at 35 seats. Menu to be announced. However, I got a little bit of a fucking note from here what the goddamn shit is going to be. Rock with menu. Our suppliers, Walden Hill for the pork, St. Cow Farms for the lamb, Beltane Farms for the goat cheese, Cops Island oysters from Norm Blood & Sons, veggies from Sport Hill Farms, Stone Garden Farm, Riverbank Farm, and Greenhouse at the Hilltop Gardens, Waldingfield Farms, plus Fairfield Bread Company and What Is Real Ice Cream, and 10 to 15 more farms and foragers. Asylum Distilleries, Cocktails, Fairfield Craft Ales, No Worries Brewing, Nebco, Counterweight, and Overshores Beers. OG Chef P and Jose Perez of the Meat Truck starts at 4 p.m. sharp. It's for real CT local, and we're going to crush it. Thanks a bazillion, motherfuckers. Go on Facebook and just look for the event. It's called Fall Harvest Dinner, Farm to Truck, Volume 1. Friend Paul Cordero. You can get your tickets through Eventbrite. I bet you could just go there and search for the day. It's going to be Sunday from 4 to 7. What the fuck is Sunday going to be? Oh my God, my goddamn girlfriend's sneaking up here. It's going to be October 8th. I was going to MC the whole event, but I will be away with my lover this weekend, and I will probably be having something to do with the next one. So go on Facebook and search Fall Harvest Dinner, Farm to Truck, Volume 1. It's going to be a sick dinner. It's going to be down in Shelton. So guess what? Joe and Adrian, get these fucking tickets and get your ass down there. And then we can go to the next one together because you're my only friends from Shelton. I don't mean that. I probably know a lot more people from Shelton. I just can't really fucking remember. What else do we got going on? Let's see. Hot Rod Fallout, my boy Matt Firestone. You know what's going on. It's the 12th. It's the 12th year they're doing that. Dookie just peed in front of me, bastard. My girl Meg just passed me a note. Inside?
On the carpet.
What a fucking asshole.
I was on the toilet and I heard something and he just walked over to me and I went and felt it.
Get on that microphone right there. Get on that microphone. Move up. Move up. Quick. Put your mouth to it.
Okay.
No, get closer.
Well,
all right, right there. Yeah, you got to go like this. Put it right up to your mouth. Now tell everybody what just happened.
I was sitting on the toilet and I turned and we have this shitty carpet in our bedroom and the dog pees on it and Ben doesn't believe me and I heard something and I walked over and felt the carpet and it was wet.
Well, I'm going to beat his fucking ass into oblivion.
He's been a bastard today.
Well,
anyone a dog trainer, please help.
No, we don't need a dog trainer.
We kind of do.
So that's like...
He tries to be the alpha.
We've had him for 6 months. The dude's shit in the house one time. I think he's doing pretty good.
He pees on that carpet a lot.
But there must be a scent on that carpet. Also, he was being watched by our neighbors all week, so he's just rebelling. I give the guy some credit. We'll
Well-
go in and we'll scold him, and we'll take away the bones and the treats. That's all. You got anything else to say?
No, he's hiding on the couch right now. I left him. Don't feel bad for him. He peed right in front of me and then walked over to me with no remorse.
He doesn't really piss and shit in the house, but he does this like every once in a while. So if anybody's got any tips, any dog trainers out there, any dog whisperers, hit me up. Ben at benabreaksbread.com. Remember, there's 2 N's in there. Let me know. I got to see what's going on with this motherfucker.
Like, he's a good boy. He gets very aggressive, very territorial.
Yeah.
He was a brat all day. He came to work with me, barked at everyone, ran around. Normally he's fine. He just...
I'm going to
drove
whip
me
him with the
crazy.
iPhone cord when I get inside.
Don't say that.
Just
He
kidding.
doesn't do that.
I do not do that. I love my animals, and I love them to death. All right, getting
beat
back.
you.
All right, okay. I got it. October 7th, Hot Rod Fallout, Matt Firestone, and that's going to be at the Glastonbury Elks Lodge in South Glastonbury. That's Saturday, 10 to 4. Go out for that. Support my boy. Eli will be there, too. What else we got? October 6th. Oh, wait, never mind. That's in fucking... I got invited to a Trapped Under Ice show in fucking Vancouver. Get your shit right. Who else? Yeah, I think that's it for like local happenings right now. Anybody ever want me to talk about a local happening and I know you personally and you're from the area, just let me know. I'll help you out, dog. Since I got a wide range, I got motherfucking people listening in 13 countries, motherfucker. All right. Everybody have a good week. But I would like to let you know that on today's podcast, we have local pizza wizard Dante Cistulli. He's the man. He's the man behind Savoy on LaSalle Road in West Hartford. He has a beautiful restaurant over there. If you haven't been yet, I suggest you go. Savoy Pizza, LaSalle Road, West Hartford Center, right across the street from like that the Starbucks over there. I mean, there's a beautiful bar in there. They don't only do pizza. They do, like, small plates. They got 3 different kinds of burrata at any time. They got a salumi, like, program going on. Everything's fucking great over there. And me and him talk about all kinds of shit. We get into pizza. We talk about the local pizza rivalry going on in Connecticut right now. He brought his daughter with him, and she was, like, making fun of him off the air from a couple feet away. It was fucking hilarious and adorable. So without any further ado, everybody, Dante Cistulli.
I'll break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I'll break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I'll break bread, break
Hey, everybody. I have my friend here, Dante Cistulli,
What's good?
otherwise known as Pizza Chef 79.
82.
So you're born in 82.
Threw a couple of years at me. Yeah, 82.
So that would make you 33.
35.
35. Oh, my math is not on today. I was
That's all
born in
good.
1978, and I'll be 40 in January.
Nice.
Do I look like I'm about to be 40?
Bella says no.
That was for a listener off of microphone. So what's up, man?
Not much, dude. Thanks for having me on.
There's no hold barred here. I want to hear about pizza beef in the West Hartford area.
Pizza beef. Here we go.
That's one thing that I don't really see a lot right now is actual hamburger on pizza. Remember when we were younger and your mom would be like, "You want hamburger on the pizza?" I'd be like, "No, like I like pepperoni." Like that was my go-to.
That's all I ate was pepperoni.
That's all I wanted to eat when I was a kid. I didn't like when my parents would get like mushroom, onions, and peppers. Like I'll eat that now, but I did not like that when I was a child.
We did, what was it, Rossini's, pepperoni only, or Bristol pizza?
Dude, you grew up in Bristol, right?
I did until about middle school. I moved to Unionville.
I was a Max's Pizza
Yup.
patron for my whole life, and if my parents were really trying to get fancy, then we went to Rossini's. Dude, do you know that there's another one
There's like 4 Max's pizzas.
No, there's another Rossini's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In Portland, right on 69.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Dude, it's like if you go over the bridge from Middletown, you start heading into 69, it goes up that hill. It's on the left. It's the same thing, same sign, everything. The one in Bristol got bought by Joey Garlic's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're Joey Garlic's now, and the same dude that was working for Rossini's. And I used to work, my first job ever was a pizza cook at Lamonico's.
Lamonico's. I haven't heard that name in a minute.
Yeah, dude, my mom made me quit because he threw a pizza cutter at me.
I mean, what'd you do?
I dropped a pizza.
Okay.
But it stayed like on the tray.
Yeah.
And like it didn't even come apart. Like one little segment looked like it moved apart, and I just pushed it back. You wouldn't have even known.
Yeah.
I brought it out and I served it to the party or the family or whatever. I come back in and he's like, his name was Phil. He was an old guy, passed away right now. Like this is years ago, but he was like, "Did you serve that pizza?" I said, "Yeah." And dude, without even saying anything, you know how like you got your big metal table where you do all the dough?
Yeah.
He just like did, you know when you throw a frisbee on the ground like diagonal, how it'll go like
Hop. Yeah.
Dude, he did that with the pizza cutter. It came up, it hit me in the chest, and it cut my chest. So I didn't know what to do. So I called my mother. Dude, my mother comes down there and attacks him and is like clawing at him, scratching his face. His daughters worked there. They had to come out and pull my mom off. It was crazy.
So that was the end of that gig.
She was like, "You're quitting." I was like, "Okay, Mom." Actually, the two first jobs I ever had were Forestville Giant Grinder and Lamonico's. And I quit Forestville Giant Grinder because I went in one day and all they had me doing was washing dishes, and they had done a catering event the night before, and they piled the hotel pans in the sink so high that it was pushing one of the ceiling tiles out of the way. It was stacked through the roof. So I jumped the fence and I ran home. They never went back.
I've seen that dish pit.
Oh, man. So for anybody that doesn't know, my buddy Dante is the, what do you call yourself? Well, in a pizza restaurant, are you head chef, or is it like, what is your title when you're doing pizza?
I prefer Pizziolo. You know.
Keeping it real.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a lot of buddies that are chefs and have gone to school and earned stripes and badges and all that. And, you know, I just haven't done that. I feel like the same reason why I didn't want to call the restaurant Napolitana when we first opened. You know, we were going to be Pizzeria Napolitana, and we kind of went back and forth about it. And there's actually a handful of reasons why we didn't end up calling it that. But when we actually made the decision to change it to Craft Bar, you know, I really thought about it, and I was like, you know, well, we're not Napolitana, you know, and having worked for, you know, Napolitana Pizziolo for a while, you know, I kind of had a respect for the craft.
Yeah.
Same thing with the whole chef thing. You know, some people call me chef. You know, Tyler comes into the restaurant, or you know, guys from outside our sister restaurants.
Those will be the guys that call you chef.
They'll throw chef at me.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that, but I don't require it. Just respect. I don't need a, you know.
So the full name is Savoy Pizza and Craft Bar, or is it just Savoy Craft Bar? I can't remember.
It's Savoy Pizzeria and Craft Bar.
Savoy Pizzeria and Craft Bar on LaSalle Road, West Hartford Center. Where were you? Where did you get your pizza history from? Because you couldn't just jump in at this age. Like, you knew you were doing this for a long time.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because you mentioned roots before, then kind of, you know, how all this came up. No, I didn't, you know, just wake up one day and decide I was going to open a pizza shop. It wasn't like something, you know, there was no grand whatever the hell you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a collection of both things, just what happened with food in my life and just growing up. My gram always had us, you know, in the kitchen cooking, making fresh pasta, making pizzas, you know what I mean? My first job, I went to apply as a server. I was 15 years old. And, you know, I couldn't talk. I was awkward as hell as a young kid. Like,
As we
I
all
was
were.
real skinny. I had like permanent bags under my eyes, you know. You could eat a bowl of cereal out of my sternum. I was lanky, right? Like, I was just awkward as hell. So she was like, "Nah, you can cook." And I was like, "All right." So, you know, going to high school, and working like 30 hours a week. I mean, which when you're going to high school, at the same time is a
Pretty rough.
decent amount.
Yeah.
I worked on the weekends. I got out at like 9 or 10, so I could still party and whatnot. But I was, I just cooked, and I was really good at it. And I didn't really like what I was cooking, but I knew I was good at it. And then years went by, and it was kind of all I knew. Kind of freaked out a little bit when Bella was born, because I'm like, shit, what am I gonna do? I can't just do this. I can't just make pizza. Now at this time, I've been making pizza at that point for like probably 8 years. So I got my GED and got into Tunxus and tried the school thing, and it just wasn't for me, And my buddy was opening a restaurant, D'Amico's in Plainville, a little Italian restaurant, and he asked if I wanted to go do it with him, and I said, screw this. So went and did that, and right around then, about 7 years ago, I was like, this is the road I'm going to take. And then got involved with the Max Restaurant Group shortly after that. Was always talking about pizza. My partners Richie and Scott and the rest of these guys, were always making comments about me and pizza and how much I like pizza and whatnot. So they knew the deal. And then, I think bottom line, like, it gets to a point, you got a guy who's passionate about something, and then you start to really think about it, break it down. I mean, I think we got a good little thing going. So
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's the short of the long, but that's kind of, there's a lot of different shops I worked in and whatnot, but learned a ton. And yeah, a little bit, to go back to what you said, yeah, this is like kind of always something that was instilled in me since I was a kid.
How long has D'Amico's been open?
D'Amico's was open 7 years. They actually just closed their doors about 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was good,
Dude,
man.
I ate there like a bunch of times last. I just recently found out about that.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know about it. One of my buddies was like, yo, it's good pizza in Plainville. And I was like, there's no such thing. And I went, and I remember pulling the lady from the back.
Yeah.
And I go, you got something here. This is a gem.
Yeah.
I forgot what pizza I got, but it was so good. And it was like not soggy, not hard, perfect, didn't flop over when you ate it. And she made these banging eggplant fries. And I was just, I remember I went like a couple times 1 month. I just drove by the other day. That's funny. They're just like.
So they're going to reopen and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So they're remodeling?
Different owners.
Oh, really?
So they sold the business. Basically, I'll put it to you like this. This dude, Jimmy, who was running the joint, him and his family owned it. Jimmy D'Amico, close friend. Probably one of the hardest working guys I ever met in my life. I mean, he was in his early 20s and already a business owner and kind of doing what he wanted to be doing. I think you work so hard at something for so long, and then at some point there's got to be like, put it like this, if you own a business, I mean, half the part of owning a business is to eventually set yourself up so you don't have to work as hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why the guy who's mowing lawns hires 5 guys to mow lawns, and then he does 1 job a week or whatever, however you want to work it out.
He's the boss, yeah.
And he's the boss. I think Jimmy was just having a problem getting to that point, and that's all I'll really say about that. I mean, personal friend and whatnot, and I think he would agree with that, so I feel comfortable saying it. But I tell you, like, old soul, just one of the hardest workers I ever met in my life. Dude made every pizza at that place towards the end.
Really?
Every pie, dude, every night. Yeah, he's a beast.
I remember I went in there and I was just like, there's no way that this is like good, thin, like almost a New Haven style pizza in Plainville. Like, how is this like how? And like, when I went in, it was pretty packed too. But it's funny. I grew up with some D'Amicos. Jeff and Tony, and their father's name was Bruce. They lived right around the corner from me, and they had a daughter named Becky. But dude, I'm talking like I was like 5, 7 and shit.
They got a pretty big family. I mean, I don't know them that deep. I just kind of know like the siblings, and whatnot, and the parents.
I went to school with a Cistulli also. How old are you?
I'm 35.
You're 35, so you're only 4 years older than me. Did you have any older brothers that were my age?
Cousins.
Who were they? I remember I went to school with somebody.
What school did you go to?
Central. Bristol Central.
It could have been.
Well, I went to both, actually. I got kicked out of Eastern and went to Bristol Central.
It could have been. It could have been Tommy.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it was probably Tommy.
Yeah, I think that's him. That's awesome, dude. So Savoy, LaSalle Road. Now we fast forward to your career, and that pizza is excellent.
Thank you.
There's a lot of, well, you know, Connecticut. I don't care what anybody says. They want to talk about, oh, you got to go here, try this pizza. Connecticut is where pizza is the mecca of the United States.
I agree.
I don't care what anybody says, and they all try to tell me this, and these are all people that do not live here.
Right.
And no, you got to go to New York. You know how many slices of pizza I had in New York that were good?
You know how many people I know in New York that's like, we can't get a good pizza here?
Dude, and it's like, how?
Yeah.
You have like the thickest Italian like people like living there. Like you have the biggest population. Like how is it not good? But it's just like a formula that you have to have.
I think, dude, you know what? I think everything right now, it's not even about like the neighborhood or the blood or whatever. It's like things are getting so crazy in food, everything, technology. It's all about like, you know, I mean, look at like Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee wanted to be the man at fighting people. So he went and learned like every martial art and then took every little bit from all those martial arts and developed his own.
Yeah.
I think people are doing that with everything now. So
Oh, yeah.
it's
They
like,
take a little bit of everything.
you know what I mean? Like just because you got a bunch of paisans doesn't mean you're going to get a good lasagna. You know what I'm saying? You may have leftovers. You know what I mean? You'll have leftovers for 3 days, but that doesn't mean it's good.
It's really funny because like every once in a while I'll be somewhere in the country and I'll eat pizza somewhere and I'll be like, wow, that's really funny that this is here because it shouldn't be. Like one of the best pizzas I've ever ate was at a place called Hot Italian in Sacramento, California. And it was really weird because the spot was super modern and nice and they had a big influence on like Tour de France and like 10-speed bikes.
Yeah.
Dude, and the funny thing was whoever the guy was doing the hiring was an obvious like maniac because every girl that worked there was a 10. So he was obviously like handpicking all these girls. And so you got all these hot girls walking around. The pizza's a 10. And it's like this cool space with all these like crazy, like not vintage, but like cool, like historical, different, like 10 speeds and like road bikes all over the place. And there was like a section where you could buy t-shirts. I bought a scarf that said Hot Italian and it had 10 speeds on either end.
Nice.
And I was just like, how did this get here?
Yeah.
Who came here to Sacramento, California to make this? And it was excellent. I can't wait to go back. But it was just like something like you're doing, like a smaller pizza, crisp, you know, like what I don't even know what the kind that's not New Haven style that you're doing.
For
It's brick oven.
Yeah, we do a wood fire, we do a brick oven. I mean, if I the words like craft and artisanal are just redundant to me right now.
Right now, yeah.
So I don't really know. I don't really know what to call it anymore. When people ask me, I kind of ask what they like, and then
Yeah.
I'm just like, ours is different. It's more of an emphasis. There's a lot of attention to detail that goes into the dough. It's a 2-day process to make the dough. It's you will really try to break down every little flavor. Even in some of the pizzas got silly names and whatnot, but they're all tried and tested, and even a lot of simple ingredients, just easy seasoned and whatnot. Just try to make everything taste good together. Lots of fresh stuff.
When you guys first opened, like I wanted to come there and write a review and see what was going on. And I've learned over the last few years that like if you're gonna go and write about pizza, don't go getting the crazy pizza. Get the margarita.
Right.
And then that's like the model and the mold that you can judge all the other pizzas by. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
And I got that and I was like, okay, he obviously knows what he's doing because this is freaking excellent. And then I forgot what else I got. I got something with like a couple different kinds of meat on it, but it's excellent pizza.
You got the Calabrian with the andouille and caramelized onions, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
because that stuck out to me because that's where my family that lives in Italy is from, Calabria.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, let me get that one. Boom.
Nice.
And there was like a couple things on it that I like. But you guys have the netting, like a mesh. Is that doesn't get cooked with the pizza? That's just on that plate for serving, right?
Yes. Oh, the screen in the pan.
to keep it crisp, right?
Just to kind of pull like that from the time it takes to get to the window to the guest. It just keeps ever so much room in there so the moisture doesn't, sog out the bottom.
That's what you should be doing. And I thought, dude, I don't even cook food like that. And I was thinking about that years ago. Like, why isn't there this?
Right.
And I would always like go to like Whole Foods, and you know how they would give it to you in the box, but first they lay down that wax paper. I would always tell them no wax paper, because if they lay it right on the corrugated cardboard, for some reason it would stay like better. It wouldn't get wet.
Right.
And nothing's worse than when somebody brings you a whole pie on like a huge ceramic like charger, like a big plate.
Yeah.
It just gets wet under it. You know what I mean? But I grew up with Max's, and that's Greek, right?
Yeah, that
That's
would
like
be
a Greek
considered like
style-
a Greek style pizza.
Right across the street, right here, Elmwood. Greek style pizza.
Park Lane, Greek style.
If you don't
One of
tell
my
'em-
favorites.
oh yeah, I love Park Lane. But
Yeah.
if you that style, if you don't tell them a little bit on the well done side, all those squares in the middle are a little bit wet.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes,
I
if you
tell you
got
what,
a dude that knows what he's doing,
you go to George's Pizza in Unionville,
dude, excellent.
forget about it. You don't got to ask for anything. You
My
just tell them you
mother
want a
used to-
pepperoni only.
Dude, my mom worked there. My mom worked there for him right before they moved to Florida. Probably within the last 10 years. She probably worked there for about 4 years. Dude, and I just used to go there and shovel. And she used to bring home like quarts of like their dressing and stuff.
Oh, dude, you got to get the parm peppercorn to dip the crust in.
What you talking about?
Right?
That's the one I would get. Dude,
Bella's shaking her head. Hell yeah, because
Dude.
she knows what's up.
Dana's daughter isn't here right now, and she's just chomping on pretzel rods listening to us talk about pizza. But yeah, what isn't that like Olive Bar now?
So they did, yeah. Georgie, one of the sons and the family did that next door. It used to be a laundromat, actually, back in the day. We used to skateboard through.
Okay.
And it was just a business after business going in and out of there. He got done with college and opened that bar, and I mean, I think it's been pretty successful for the area. That helped put Unionville on the map a little bit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I like people that live in that area. Like, I'm not a bar. I don't drink, and I'm not a bar goer. But like, I hear about it. Like when you're in the street and you hear people talking about stuff, like it's a topic. So like
Right.
people know like it's there. So it's pretty cool. When my parents moved from Bristol, they lived at the end of Lovely Street.
Yep.
So my mom would just come down the street and work there for whatever.
Nice.
But so in this area, like as far as Connecticut's concerned, we have New Haven, and down in New Haven we have Sally's, we have Pepe's, we have Bar, and we have Modern, and there's a couple other ones. But those are like the staples that you
Right.
hear.
Those are the ones people are talking about.
Those are the ones people are talking about, and those are, other than Bar, those three names I just threw out there are like old school. They're in like that Worcester Street, like other side of the highway,
Right.
Italian, Little Italy part of New Haven. However, you get on the highway, you go down to West Haven, and it's in the back streets, and it looks like a house, and it's called Zapardi's. You ever had that?
Nah.
Yo, it's my favorite. If I'm going to eat pizza around here, I'll tell you one thing. If I want pizza around here, I go to Harry's. But if I want to go out and eat pizza at a nice place with a good bar, somebody's going to get some drinks, and I want some other stuff.
Right.
Because Harry's does pizza, and they might have a couple like pasta dishes. If I want something else, I go to you. You know what I mean?
Right on.
But when the other places open up, I go there just to see what's going on.
Absolutely.
But like, I'll tell you, man, like the Harry's is pretty good. Like that dude knows what he's doing. Like, and they're like, they've been around for a long time.
They've been around for a while, yeah.
You know, but what was I saying? Like Zapardi's, if you like, I'm telling you, like as a pizza person, you got to check it out. You would love it. You know how when they cut like diagonal, and sometimes those pieces are like this big, this
Slivers,
wide.
little
Dude,
slivers.
they're like that. It's so cool, and it's just like it literally looks like house, a house, but there's a pizza restaurant right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And there's like not a lot of seating, and people like come and go and pick up pizza. That stuff is the best
I'll have
in
to
that
check
area.
it out.
In that area. But yeah, up here, what do you got? You got you guys.
You got
Harry's.
Naples over in Farmington.
Naples is good.
Great shop. I worked there for a minute.
Yeah. And then you had Luna.
Luna.
Is it still there, or is that
So the only Luna that I know of right now is the one on Farmington Avenue.
okay? So the one in Route 44, Avon's not there anymore.
I don't think so.
I think that one did go out, yeah.
And I know the one in Plainville is like a Starbucks now or something like that.
I totally forgot that there used to be one
Yeah.
back in the day.
That one little place.
Big Y parking lot?
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
At the end, yeah, that's a Starbucks now.
Yep.
Dude, you're taking me back because that was the first paying job I ever had. I worked at Big Y and I made $5.10 an hour.
Friendlies, $5.10.
Dude,
That was the minimum
friendly.
wage, and I could smoke while I was on the grill.
Did you work at the one in Bristol?
I worked at the one in Unionville.
Oh, right there in the
Yeah.
center. Oh, dude, that's so funny. That's awesome. But yeah, like for this area, you have your staples, and it's kind of like anybody else that's kind of try to do anything. It's like I don't see anybody really wanting to open another pizza place because you pretty much dominate the area. Like people go where they go. You got your old school people that go where they like.
Right.
You got your new school people. You got your West Hartford people coming like where you guys are. Everybody wanted to try Blind Pig when it opened, and they still do pretty well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they're far away from you guys where they're not like West Hartford Center taking away from that. They're more of like a destination kind of thing. Highways right there, convention centers right there, you know, and they're like, he's getting experimental. He's got some
Right.
crazy shit going on, you know, but it's good.
Yeah.
Like I went and it was straight, you know, and I really liked it. I actually watched like a full playoff game. Jamie had us come down there and he gave us every single one.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just stuffed, but I needed to try every single one so I could have an opinion.
They do a good job. I think, you know, we're lucky. I mean, when we were first doing this, you know, people were like, what are you, crazy? Like another pizza place in West Hartford Center and West Hartford, this, that, and the other thing. And the thing I try to get people to understand is that we're different, you know?
Yeah.
Like, where's the spot where you're going to go get a beer, you know, get a craft cocktail, get a good pizza, get some wings or whatever, you know, and we really do cater to, like, everybody. Like, we get families early on. We get, you know, happy hour folks in the area that just finished up at, you know, whatever jobs they're at, and then we get a late night crowd, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, depending on when you want to come, I mean, there's a time frame for everybody. And I tell everybody else, we get every once in a while something will pop up, you know, on one of the social media sites where, you know, people run their mouths in town about whatever the hell they think about, like they think people are actually listening. And you know what I'm saying? All the world's problems are solved on these social media feeds. It's hilarious. You know, and somebody was knocking my shop one day and I was like, you know, go to Park Lane, go to Harry's, go to Joey's. I'm not here to put anybody out of business. I'm not here to
You're here to do your
create
own
a
thing.
competition. You know, we're different. Put me in the rotation. That's all I'm asking. And there's so many damn people in town. I mean, there's plenty of room for us all to do well. You know?
There's
So-
no one's gonna starve. The thing I like about you guys, it's just like, and I think this is a testament to you guys being part of the Max group is you had somebody go in there and design the place, make it look a certain way. Like you could get like your like hot woman fashionista walking in there and be like, wow, this is really nice. But I could also bring my dad.
Right.
And he'd be like, yo, this is really nice. You know what I mean? And I think like when somebody opens a restaurant with that in mind, they're going to be successful. And I think like, you know, Max knows what they're doing. Like, you know, I don't know how big of a hand they had in it. I know you had some like to do with the construction of the place, but like it appeals to both sides.
I feel-
and it also appeals to men and women.
Definitely. So, like, my dream was opening a pizza place. The dream was like one oven, two guys, whoever I could hustle to rent me a spot, and probably another 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my partners Rich and Scott, you know, kind of came to me. Funny story. Actually, so I got a phone call from Rich Rosenthal. It's like Wednesday morning. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean? You know, I'm at Oyster Bar. I'm working." He says, "All right." He says, "You know how to make a pizza?" You know? And I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to make a pizza." I'm like, "What is this about, right?" He goes, "You make a good pizza?" I said, "Name the time and place." He goes, "Meet me up at Maximia, 4:00.
Okay.
I says, "All right." So I don't know what the hell this is about. I mean, the executive chef there at the time was on his way out to move on to another place. You know, so he's asking me, like, what'd you put in for a chef gig? Because I was a front of house manager at the time. I hadn't been cooking for years. By cooking, I mean, making pizza or pasta, And so I was like, yeah, man, I'll meet you up there. So I head up. I'm making pizzas. I'm in a vest, very nice pair of slacks, and some polished shoes. You know what I'm saying?
And you get in the kitchen.
I'm in flour, dude. I'm like, I got this. And it was just, and I had only made pizzas maybe about once a year. I'd go over to Naples and drink beers, on a whatever, and with Kurt and make pizzas, which I haven't done that in a while either. For free. We just catch up.
Yeah.
And so he goes, make this one. I said, all right, I'll make one like this. I made him a margarita. I made him a Bianco pizza that Billy's been doing for 100 years. I just thought it was a home run. And he's like, just make me a margarita, And I said, okay. And then he kind of got distracted, which Rich does easily. All the people that he knows, he can't. It's hard to keep his attention for a long time in a setting like that. And then, so I went over to Scott was there as well, Scott Smith, my other partner, and I was like, I got to get going, man. I'm just going to roll. Steph's going to pick me up. And he goes, well, I'll give you a ride. Hold on a minute. And I said, okay. So Richie comes over, and he's standing, he got this big old grin on his face. He goes, you make a pretty good pizza. I said, thanks, man. He goes, how do you feel about making pizzas for the rest of your life? I said,
rest of my life.
You shit me? I said, I feel pretty good about it. And Scott goes, yeah, no shit or something. Like, obviously, I would be interested. And he sticks his hand out. He shakes my hand. He goes, welcome aboard. And then that was like the pre
before you even knew what the hell they were thinking
happen
about.
You know what I mean? And then they had what I didn't know at the time is they did already have a place that they were looking at. There was no lease, but they had this space. And then on the way,
were they always looking at LaSalle Road, or was there another place they might have done? You
know what? Until I came into the picture, before I came into the picture, they very well could have. Another perk of working with this company is there's lots of resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a guy who's like looking at commercial real estate on a regular basis that's going to go, yo, I got this spot.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking at, you know what I mean? Like
scouting.
Right. So, and, a lot of these people are investors as well. So it's a great model. It's a great company. Savoy would not have happened without MRG. It's absolutely surreal, in every possible way. I don't remember where the hell I was going with all that, but it's just like,
what's your story?
It still like gives me it's still surreal.
It's a cool fairy tale kind of like thing.
Totally. I mean, you're talking straight up like, and I'm not trying to paint any sort of picture of anything, but I had to work hard for everything.
Totally.
That's all. That's all I know. Like, everybody's fucked up. Everybody's got some hang up or something that happened in their lives or whatever. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned from an early age is that you just got to work, and you just don't stop, and you just keep working. And I don't give a shit if you're hungover, if you break your leg, if you got a tummy ache. I always had the mentality that I worked.
Yeah.
You just work every day. You just keep going. And you know what? A little bit of that, a little bit of yes, sir, a little bit of respect goes a long way.
Yeah.
I learned in, like the past, 7-10 years, some manners sprinkled in with a little humor, is nice.
That's a winning combination.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you can't really get any better than that.
No.
It's a funny thing because, that location is just, mint.
Dude.
Like, it's not, you got to really be a bonehead to screw that section up because everybody goes there. Like, people go there. West Hartford Center is strange to me because you'll see people there that are from other places. It's not a tourist destination, but everybody kind of comes through Connecticut. They always want to go to West Hartford Center. You know what I mean? And you guys are super high visibility right there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we want pizza. We don't want to eat here, because there's a lot of dining options on that block.
There's a lot of space.
Dude. You could eat at 20 different places.
Yeah.
And if you want pizza, that's for that block, you got to go out a little bit to get something different. But that was a genius move on their part.
We got a good spot, definitely. And in my opinion, West Hartford Center is is way up and coming on the food scene. You know, I think it's real. I mean, it's very apparent that it's a destination area because of food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you got a lot of great restaurants.
That's the funny thing, because 10 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Well, and you know what's, I had this conversation last week. The folks in town are smart. You know what I mean? Like, and people in general, when it comes to food, have become smarter.
Yeah.
With, the Food Network and all these shows popping up, it's kind of like it's a little bit of a fad. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a house topic. Like, everybody knows
Right.
about food. Little kids, old people. Like,
if you don't make good food, and you try to pull one over on your guests in our area,
you're done.
You're not going to last because these people are smart. They've already been eating here for 10 years before you came along. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you what else, another, not to be like all on the punch and whatnot, but having Richie in the company, as partners, brought a whole level of integrity to the game for me that people already knew about that I wouldn't have had.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's
they
like
kind of were like they do have like that the clout.
Right. It's like a instant credibility almost. And
they don't have a restaurant group for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In a really good one that has just a great reputation for guest service and food. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty badass that they trusted me and invested
awesome.
in me as well.
Sick. It's
wild.
Like, a lot of people would die for an opportunity like that. I'm psyched to see the new Max downtown. They just reopened like 3 days ago or something like that.
Yeah, Steph and I went for the soft opening. It's pretty fresh. You should get down there.
Yeah, I know a kid that's serving down there, and he hit me up and he was like, "Dude, you got to come in, like $2 million renovation." And I was like, "Dude, I that place was beautiful before, so I don't know what they did to."
I think it
jazz
definitely needed a little bit of a change. It was kind of getting.
It was kind of old school.
Yeah.
But like that's another thing to like tie it back to their wits and stuff. Like people know that you got to do that every once in a while.
Right.
Appeal to the younger crowd. Like things are coming out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go down in the next couple weeks because
You should check it out.
I ate there twice a couple years ago, and it's an excellent restaurant.
Yeah.
Like they have like the whole range with all the like Oyster Bar, Maximia, and all the other ones, but that's kind of like their flagship.
Totally.
That's like
it's
the big,
definitely
the big boy.
Definitely the flagship. I mean, that was the one that started. Well, originally Max on Main, which was around the corner, but the birth of the company started with that's where the Max name developed its credibility. It goes all the way back into the 80s there. A lot of history in those walls. And I'll make a suggestion: when you go, you're pretty observant, obviously doing writing and stuff. When you're going into a place, just take a minute, just look at the details. There's a lot of changes in there. I wish I would have went in a couple times more before,
so you could see.
So I could have really appreciated it a little bit more. But same designer. The company's been using this a gentleman named Peter Niemitz.
Okay.
He does amazing design work. He did Savoy, and he's just super talented.
I've told you this before. Like the storefront, like the front of the store. That red,
yeah,
dude, you can't drive down that street and not see it, because everywhere else on that street is, dull browns, a little bit of green here and there,
right, a lot of brick.
Bang! You see this huge red, like
there it is,
almost like an archway, like a square, and it's just like that draws your eye. And then if you're hungry, you see the word pizza. Yo, let's stop here. Boom.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
spot.
You're in. Yeah, that's like genius to me. Like that's
it's like
that's
the
smart.
shiniest ride at the amusement park.
Dude, it's smart marketing, dude. It's so good. But let's talk about now actual like ingredients.
Okay.
And like crazy stuff like that. Because you know me, like I love, like we were talking before, grew up pepperoni.
Right.
If I really want to get sexy, pepperoni, sausage, and then something crazy.
Yeah.
But you got to cook. I always would tell people cook those longer, a little bit more grease on it.
Yeah.
But like now, like that pie you made me with the Naduya and all that, banging. New stuff's coming out. Like, what is there that I don't know about? Like, I love like a big dollop of ricotta on a pizza. Like, I love stuff like that. I will tell you though, my dad used to always get anchovies, and as a child, I thought it was disgusting. As a grown man, love it.
Really?
And I don't see that a lot because I think a lot of people still think like I was when I was younger. I think anchovies kind of like turn people off.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of people getting veggies on their pizza unless it's like a place that's geared towards that.
Right.
Like, what's going on? Is there anything that I don't see lately? Like, what are some like crazy ingredients that people are popping on? Or what are some classical ones that I might have not heard about?
Well, as far as like new stuff, we're always testing out, running specials with new pizza options and combinations. We did a corn sauce, basically made like a milk cream out of some local corn, and with some bacon, and then let's see. Last night we did a beer dinner. Nebco came in and we did a nice little pairing menu with a bunch of brews. We did a short rib pizza that was pretty slamming.
Wow.
So we braised up some short ribs, a little fontina cheese, some red onion agrodolce,
Nice.
pickled mustard seeds, and a little creme fraiche.
Dude.
It was, and so my head right now, we're getting into winter. I'm thinking about what kind of braised meats I could put on pizza and have them like I did these beer can chickens yesterday too for the, and they were like, it was the tastiest chicken I ever had in my life. So I'm like,
Really?
how can I get this? Basically, what I do is I think about food that I eat, and then I first think about like, how could I do this on a pizza? And then I think about like, is it stupid to put this on a pizza because I just like it?
You got to figure if you like it, there's got to be somebody else out there that does. But you're not. I don't see Savoy going like, oh, we got Nutella. Well, maybe for like dinner, but you ain't doing like
man.
PB&J pizza
Not
or like
happening.
crazy shit like that. You guys are like, I can see you guys getting sexy and like kind of like refined, but I don't ever see it going down that rabbit hole because you see places that do crazy stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like you said, short rib, like they've been making Naduya for like ever, and
Yeah.
it just started coming out as like a fine dining option in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? If you would have asked me what that was 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to answer you. You
Same.
know what I mean? It's like a new thing. A lot of like now people are putting like all kinds of like hard meats like bourgeois and prosciutto and stuff like that on it. And as a kid, like I didn't eat that. You know what I mean? It was straight up Greek pizza ingredients.
Right.
You know, they do got like 20 that you could choose from, but nowadays it's kind of going upscale. I like it, you know what I mean? But like I said, like you could get a little bit overzealous and make some weird shit.
Some weird stuff. I can tell you this right now. You won't see Nutella on a pizza at Savoy. You won't see a dessert pizza at Savoy unless it's the best dessert pizza I ever had in my life. Because I'll tell you this day, all the pot I used to smoke in my early 20s and how many freaking dessert pizzas we tried to make and thought were awesome,
And then
they sucked, dude.
Yeah, if you try eating it when you're not high, it's
I
not
don't
good.
give a shit, man. You could fan those apples out and put all the brown sugar you want on them or whatever.
It's more of a fried dough after that. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Dude.
But on the same note, I am not closed-minded to anything.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's what I like about you guys.
I just choose not to put my energy into it personally.
And your name.
So I tell my guys, I'm like, listen, you want to do whatever you want. You want to squeeze foie gras out of a balloon and stick it on something? Fine. Tell me how much it costs and make it taste good.
Yep.
You know? And like sometimes, and that's, and we don't really, I don't have any issues. Most of the time, the guys have pretty good ideas, but I've yet to see a successful dessert pizza.
Dude, it's weird when places try to do that. Like, there's a place in down in Derby, and it's like kind of a biker bar, and they specialize in hot wings. Dude, they got like 100 flavors of hot wings, and it's good.
Yeah.
But they got 12 dessert flavors, and me and a couple of my friends went there. There's a strength training gym around the corner, and we would always just go there afterwards. And my boy got 12 s'mores wings. Okay. And we're just like, all right, I'm going to try one just to say I did it. Okay?
Right.
And I like sucked like there was Nutella and like freaking, or just like peanut butter or like marshmallow on it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I took like one bite. That stuff just doesn't go with chicken. Okay.
Nah.
So my boy, like, there's 11 left on the plate. And he's just like a bigger dude. And he just starts going through them. Dude, he ate all of them. And on the last one, he looked at me and he held it up. He goes, you know there's chicken in here, right? I was like, okay, psycho. But yeah, like something like that is just like a novelty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like you guys have a cool bar program. You have other things that aren't pizza. Like do you have any pasta on the menu right now?
We don't have any pasta.
You do like a meat or a charcuterie. And a cheese plate.
We do plenty of meats and cheeses. Yeah, we mess with the charcuteries. We got a handful of like share plates. We do wood fire stuff out of the ovens, meatballs, wings.
Yep.
So we keep, there's a couple things on there that are real user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say most of the menu is pretty user friendly. You know what I mean? Like we're not trying to throw any curveballs at anyone. Or I told Richie last night, he came in and I was one of the courses was, a prosciutto wrapped fig with a little fresh mozz and some romesco, a little arugula. And he's like, so what do you got going out this course? And I told him that. And I just looked at him. I said, hey, man, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here.
No.
And he just looked at me and smiled. And really, that's what it is. I want to do everything the best that we possibly can. But, going back to like our first conversation, I'm not a chef. I mean, I know it tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to season food, and I know how to properly cook any protein. So I'm confident in flavors. But these, I mean, you look at like Niles Talbot, some of these guys, Tyler Anderson that are messing with stuff. I mean, Steph and I went to Millwrights a couple months ago and got a meal there. I mean, there was shit and techniques that I never even. It was like NASA to me.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff.
Those dudes are masters.
One of the best experiences I messaged Tyler privately to tell him. I mean, it was one of the best dining experiences we ever had.
That's my go-to. Like,
in
this area, that's like what
I got like a huge appreciation for those guys, but I know what I am. I know who I am.
Dude, same. Flip the coin over. They like think that of you, and I know that. I know a lot of chefs because you're in a whole nother zone. Because you could bring fine dining, new American out all day. Make this new seasonal menu.
Right.
A lot of those guys don't know how to make a pizza. Because it's a different thing.
Yeah.
And then they look up to the people that are nasty with pizza. You know what I mean? It's a whole different thing. Like, there's a lot of chefs out there that if you threw them the ingredients, they wouldn't make a good pizza.
Oh, you should see my boy Hunter stretch it out. He'll be listening to this. Super, most successful executive chef in the area. Definitely one of the best, in my opinion. But he's getting good. He's getting better. He's practicing. He works a lot with me. He helped me open up and stuff. We have a blast working together. But yeah, he's getting there. He's still learning how to stretch that dough.
Dude, I wasn't good. My friend that I worked under, he could like throw it in the air and just never mess up a pie, never do anything wrong. And I never got to that level. They always had me just putting cheese and sauce on. I never touched any dough.
Yeah.
Never. I wasn't good at that. I wasn't good at that at all.
Dude, you gotta work Friday night for like a year, Friday, Saturday night, stretching dough in like a high volume pizza place. And then all of a sudden you'll be sitting there and you'll be like,
how'd I do
oh
this?
shit. That's how you do it. Because that's how it happened for me. Like, I spent 6 months, a year, maybe a year and a half. I don't remember when exactly it was. I could stretch a good dough, but then I couldn't do like 10.
Yeah.
And then I could do 10, but I couldn't do 10 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one day I was sitting there and I was like, oh, snap, I got this. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little while, but really, you're not going to be ever in the position where you have to make enough dough to get good at it unless you're in the position to make enough, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To pound enough to get good at it, I guess.
What's like a crazy night for you guys? How many, like on your biggest, hardest night, like as far as counting pizzas go, how many pizzas are you making? Like a Friday or a Saturday night?
We'll do 300 to 400 pizzas. Wow. Yeah. I mean, if we got it lately, we're definitely up in that range. Takeout's been real good for us on Friday nights especially, which is cool because like the first turn starts a little bit late on Friday nights, so we'll get like this nice little takeout push. So yeah, Fridays Saturdays, we put them out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What was I gonna say? Shit, I just had another question for you, but I totally forgot what it was. Shit. When? God damn it!
It's all good, dude.
I really, dude. I had something smart coming, dude. I had something smart coming, and I forgot what it was. What So, how long you guys been open right now?
We're coming up on a year, actually.
You're about to have like a year. What? It was probably in the winter, right?
October-ish.
Okay.
It was like 18 to the 20-something-ish was like our projected kind of open date.
Mm-hmm.
With the soft opening and everything. To be honest with you, I don't even remember the first like 2 months getting that place
Dude,
open.
you're just a blur.
You know what I mean?
You guys gonna have a party or anything?
I talked to a handful of people in my circle about that. I'm not sure. I think we might acknowledge it to the staff, and kind of thank them. But like, it's, I don't know. I'm not ready for that. It seems selfish.
Have a 5-year or a 10-year.
You know what I mean? A 5-year or 10-year. Like, it's still about the guests right now. I mean,
True.
and it's always going to be about the guests.
Yeah, forever.
But like, at 5-year, 10-year mark, maybe we'll make it about us for one night. You know, like something like that. But for now, like, I just want to continue to move on and not smell the roses too much, but like smell them when they come. But know that like this is still a young business. I got people counting on me. We're doing well. I just got to keep it to the grindstone. I don't want to, put on a freaking gold suit and say, "Hey, happy anniversary." Walk around like I'm a boss. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I am a boss, but I don't feel ready to wear it like that yet. I still got some time to put in.
Are you sick of pizza as far as eating it?
I'm not. I don't eat a lot of pizza. I'd say I eat the most pizza like Friday and Saturday night when we're like cranking out on the line for like 6 hours. If we go straight through 8-10 hours at a clip, I'll take a. I was gonna say take a knee, but you got to be careful saying that.
Yeah, not this week.
I was gonna say, we kind of squat, in the back
Get
somewhere,
down.
like crush a slice really quick so we can get back on the line. But every day I taste the dough.
Yeah.
At some point, I do it at all different times, so I know like what it is, but I'm not sick of it. And it's funny. I still get excited at certain times of day. When I bite in the crust, and I'm like, "Damn,
This is good."
how the hell did we do this?" Like it is good because when I eat pizza with the toppings on it, like the guests who love it, sometimes I don't get it, man. I'm getting, because I don't always eat the crust. I'm the guy, like, I'm eating all the cheese, all the pepperonis, and I'm probably not eating the crust.
You might not get to it, yeah. That's a good indicator, too, of, like, how pizza is going to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I used to not eat them. I used to leave, like, a big pile. And then I got into eating it all.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I was like, all right, like, don't be so fat tonight. You got to get back on your diet tomorrow. So just eat the pizza and then leave the crust. But then it'll be like, yo, give me some of that marinara. And I'm just like,
Dip it in there.
Taking it all. But if you, as a chef or as a pizza cook, what is your favorite food? What do you like to, if you go out and you're like, I need this tonight, like what's your favorite kind of dish to get?
Man, so it changes. Right now, pho is probably, like I'm on the pho hard, man.
You go to Tiger Belly yet?
No, I go to Pho Boston, and then I go to this other spot in East Hartford. Well, actually, I've been in this other spot in East Hartford once, but it was off the hook. Where's this spot?
It's in Granby.
Okay.
Dude, I'm like, I don't know anybody personally that works at Pho Boston, but that is kind of like the standard for the area.
Yeah.
And those dudes do a lot of good stuff. But if you want like pho made by someone with a mind like yours, opening a restaurant, keeping it awesome, I'm telling you, dude, you got to go up there.
I'll check it out.
His name's Ki Yen. I was actually going to have him come on the podcast a couple weeks ago, but like the day I hit him up, he was like, I'm going to China for a couple months.
Yeah, peace.
To do like some like research on like food and stuff. But I'll tell you right now, dude, this dude, he only does one. He's got 2 different soups. He's got one pho and one something else. And it's called The Darkness is what it's called. And it's just so strange. Like the broth that this dude is using is just like people go crazy. Like everybody I've sent up there, and before I ate there, it was like a craze. People were telling me about it. And if you are gonna put down all the stuff around here to pack up and go up to Granby to eat dinner one night, it's got to be good. He also does sushi, and he also does awesome like Asian wings and like the like pork belly buns and a chicken bun, dude. He kills it, and it's a small spot. I'm telling you. Next day you got off. What do you got? Like Mondays and Tuesdays off or something?
I kind of
make your own schedule.
Well, it's consistent until it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll take the same 2 days. Something will come up, and then I got to switch it up. So it's kind of all over the place. But I always have time to go out to eat.
Dude,
I make time.
Go take Steph and go up there. You will not be disappointed. It's so good. And if you're ever in New York, go to either Bar Chuco or Moo Ramen is in Long Island City, right over the bridge. But those are like my two favorite down there. They do this one. It's brothless. It's called mazamin, and they put like this weird pink sauce on the top. There's no like liquid broth. Yeah. And they they pull it all up for you, dude. I was blown away when I went down there. But the dude in Granby, same level. Same level. You're gonna be blown away when you go up there. It's so good. So
we'll check it out.
So good. But so if you're not eating and you're not doing that, shit, I had another great question for you. They just keep flying out of my head. What do you got coming up? What do you got? You got any new ideas you're about to throw down, or what is Savoy? Like, you guys got any events coming up? I know you do like little dinners here and there, right? You just did one last night, right?
We just did a beer dinner. Pretty much like the day after an event, I take 24 hours to just kind of chill, and get the business in check, especially early in the week. And then I would say by the end of this week, I'll have a date where we'll start planning another beer dinner. I'm thinking about doing something a little different this time. So the past two beer dinners have been totally successful, lots of fun for the crew and the guests. But I want to change it up a little bit. I'm thinking about, maybe maybe changing it up from a front of house aspect a little bit, with, weird cups and plates and candelabras or whatever the hell else comes into my head.
Oh, okay.
But I want to do something that's, I don't want to use the word themed, but I want to change it up
for
a little
the
bit.
Night. Yeah, not like forever.
For the night.
Just
No. Just for a dinner, like and I'm also toying around with doing a wine dinner. We've been talking about doing wine.
That would be super successful.
We do the beer ones. There's a lot of great Italian wines. My list is, predominantly Italian, except for our Max wines, Max Cuvée. So, a lot of stuff in the works. As far as food goes, we got a couple of things we're working on. We got a couple of little things I'm going to keep to myself. But
as far as menu items?
No, just like new weird things that I want to throw at the universe. Like we did the snow cones, and they were hot for like 3 days. And then...
Like shaved ice kind of deal?
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, cool. In the summer?
Yeah, and they were spiked, so we did...
Oh, hell yeah.
Alcohol, right? People loved them.
Definitely.
And that was cool. And so... and it's just kind of fun, so I'm looking for the next thing.
It changes it up, like I know a lot of restaurants are doing that now. A lot of the newer cool, like a cool chef will always have something like that. If you just go years doing the same service, same menu, like even you said before, you change up, you're thinking about seasonal ingredients.
Right.
That's what brings a person like me in.
Right.
I'll go to a place if it's like some classic staple that's had the same menu for years. But like if I see people doing events and I see like a new menu coming out all the time, that brings people back because it's a new, fresh thing that they could get. They're not they can change with the time. I notice shit like that. Like I look for stuff like that.
I'm totally like getting into it. The other thing that's like cool, and then it's been really cool about this whole experience is I'm learning way more than I ever knew. Like, I knew how to make pizza, there's a handful of things that I know I'm good at. I know I'm good at that. I can stretch dough and I can cook them and I understand, the way dough works, the way ovens cook and get cold and all that shit. Now that I've been in this new experience, with this company, working alongside Hunter, this past year and just learning that, all the foods that come with the seasons changing.
Yeah.
So this year, like, I'm pumped to kind of get into this next year with a little bit more knowledge from this past one. So,
And you're around, dude. You got peers in the area that
Yeah.
you could pull all that stuff from.
I mean, and what's cool, the other thing that's cool about the center is, I mean, I don't know how, I've only been relevant for about a year now around there. I mean, I know a handful of chefs. I met Billy maybe 15 years ago, acquaintances, and I feel like there's a nice dynamic there, like we can bounce stuff off each other. We see each other out at the bar or something. And it's good for a guy like me because these guys have been in the game so long.
Long time and super successful.
So I'll be like, yo, I'm thinking about making andouille from scratch. Save me 30 batches of garbage that I'm going to throw out, get discouraged, and say, screw this, and, get better ideas to start with. So
If you guys started curing your own meats, I'd have a fucking, oh my God, I'd have a heart attack. I'd love it.
I want to get into it. I know, there's people out there that are doing it. I don't know enough about it to want to really get into it. I'd really have to do
It's
some
pretty
research,
involved. You got to get a license for it too.
See, good.
Yeah.
I know it takes a level of sanitation, which I have a great level of sanitation, by the way. Got a 97 hour health inspection. So, but something like that takes some time. It takes some space. I have a very small restaurant, and it takes a little bit of an investment too. And we're still young, so curing meats will definitely get there. But I got a lot more to learn.
I'm telling you, you get somebody that could help you do it, and then you'll just take off by yourself. Because I know a couple guys that do it, and it's not nothing that they've been doing for years. Like, they did batches, they know when it goes bad, they know when it goes good, and they all do it in the freaking basement of their restaurants.
Right.
You know what I mean? I met this kid, John Adler, at a restaurant called 7 Strong Ave up in Northampton. However, he works at a Single Thread Farm now in California. Beautiful, whole compound kind of deal. And he was curing his own meats up there. And this guy was doing crazy shit. He had an aquarium pump hooked up to a hose going into these packages with vacuum meats to put the right amount of air in at the right time. Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. He had his own little walk-in that he built in the basement of the restaurant. And I was like, how do you cool this thing? And I look at the wall, the air conditioner.
Yeah.
And he's just doing it, and he's got all his meat hanging and stuff like that. And I was just like, it's not that involved, but it's involved when it comes up here,
Right.
knowing what you got to do.
Yeah, no doubt.
That would be so sick, though. if
Yeah,
you
there's
guys
not. I
did
mean,
that.
the idea of curing meat, and why people cured meat once upon a time is a very simple idea.
To save it.
You know what I mean? But it's intensive as far as I'm all about having the proper equipment to do stuff too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've done some bootleg shit in my days. For one, no matter what, nothing breaks on a Friday night in our restaurant. I will make it work. You know what I mean? No matter what. But the flip side of that is just. I couldn't have a room with an AC down there. I would go nuts.
Yeah, you're kind of set up for
I would
if
go
you
nuts.
wanted to do
Yeah.
it, they would give you the state of the art kind of whatever.
It wouldn't happen like that. I'd have if I wanted to cure meats and do what, it's not happening. We don't even have the space.
Yeah, you guys do have do you even have a basement there?
We do. We have a partial basement,
Okay.
but it's just for walk-ins.
Yeah.
So it's just storage. I can't. I don't do
I'm telling you, man, 5-year plan. I want to see a Savoy pepperoni.
Savoy pepperoni.
Yeah, I want to see a Savoy pepperoni, please.
Listen, I'm working on some stuff along
Okay.
those lines.
Okay.
That's not breaking any laws.
You eat next door? Yeah, at Division West.
I haven't eaten there. I've gone and got drinks a couple times.
Okay.
I like to hop over. I worked with Jimmy for a little bit. He's one of the owners. He was when he was at Oyster Bar.
Okay.
So good.
I know Rachel, the girl that's at the bar. She wrote the cocktail menu. She was from Ideal Tavern in Southington.
Yep.
Excellent, awesome girl. They had me come over for the media night, like kind of thing, where they just bring out everything. Dude, it was good. It was good, and it's enough to make me want to go and get real plates, because they were just bringing out like this,
Right,
this,
little
that,
testers.
Little testers. I want to go and get, because they had this shrimp dish, dude. They had a couple gnocchi. They were freaking awesome. There was a short rib. They had a bunch of stuff, and I want to go back and experience like the full dinner.
I gotta go and sit down, but like and get dinner, but something like that, like. I'll go with Steph. We'll get a meal. Like I'll pop over there. Honestly, I go over there right after my rush is done, and I just kind of poke around.
Check it
like
out. It's a nice spot.
See what's going on. I'll pop in, have a beer, just check in with those dudes, see what's going on. It's a nice spot. I mean, they did a good job designing it. Did a lot of work themselves. That's something that a lot of people can't say. So
what was that? I can't remember. What was it before?
I believe it was Coldwell Banker. It was definitely like a mortgage place of some sort, or is it next door to Coldwell Banker?
Was it the freaking? No, it wasn't the H&R Block thing, and it wasn't Lux Bond and Green, because that's up a little further. Right?
Yeah, Lux Bond is like 2 doors up from me.
The other way is like that realty place down the other side. That whole little line, I couldn't tell you what's what. Like I know that there's like a Furrier. Is that Furrier still there?
He's still there, holding strong.
And then the sports place?
Gone.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I want to say, did Icy Rolls go into the sports place?
Is it over there?
Or it might be... I don't remember.
I went to the rolled ice cream spot on Park Road. I didn't even know. I heard of Icy Rolls, but the one on Park Road is called 0 Degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was over on LaSalle.
Yeah, this spot, right on LaSalle. It's like right before there's like that hair salon up there on the left. It's right before that.
Sugar.
In between me and Brico.
Okay. Yeah, man, there's so much stuff over there. I'm actually going to ask Meg if we can go get something to eat tonight. We're going to Portland for the weekend.
Nice.
So it's like baller. Like I've been saving up all summer to go to have like...
Just crush food.
Dude, I'm going to like 2 real good places for dinner, 2 awesome places for lunch, and like 2 awesome places for breakfast. And on Thursday on the way up, I'm going to go eat at my buddy's restaurant, Bombara, my friend David Bazergan. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do a podcast with him because it's an actual restaurant in the bottom of this hotel. And I think you can get a room for a couple hours, and we're just going to set the mics up.
Nice.
We're going to talk, and then we're going to go downstairs and eat. This dude is awesome. He's got he's fine dining, but he's Armenian. So he throws like these weird little things into these fine dining restaurants. It's not very Mediterranean. It's a little different, dude. It's super, super cool. You would like that. If you're ever in Boston, just message me. I'll tell you where
I
to
will,
go.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. We don't get out much, but,
I'm telling you, dude, next time you want folk, go up there and see him. Tell him, dude, go up there. He's working. Like, if you're like, hey, like, I'm, Dante from Savoy, he would know exactly who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool, and he's friends with a lot of people from the area. It's just that I think he probably got an awesome deal on, like, it's like a strip mall, dude.
Yeah.
It's, like, right next to, like a Stop and Shop. It's crazy that it's there. It's mind-blowing. But, yeah, definitely go and check him out.
We'll get up there.
He's got, like, what's he got on there? What's the, like braised pork that he just, like, chars right before he throws it in your bowl? Mm-hmm. Dude, it's so sick. He's got, like, a army of, like, blowtorches ready to go. Well, what happened to the tape on your nose?
Oh, I took it off.
Good, you look better. Perfect. All right. Well, we are at that time, my friend. Who do you want to say thank you to? Who do you want to acknowledge? Is there anything I need to know? Any events coming up or anything like that?
What do we got going on right now? Let's see. CRA voting is going to be coming up soon. Mm-hmm. So check us out. Look for us for Best Newcomer. We got nominated for that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say that, but it'll be all over social media at some point this week.
You got my vote, brother.
Thanks, homie. And we're up against some, honestly, just being nominated with the group of people that are is a win. What else? Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on social media. That's where I want people to go, to learn about the shop. We always have stuff going on at Savoy. Nothing in the works right now. But, always some cool stuff going on at the other restaurants. Oyster Bar, they do a lot of lunch club stuff on Fridays. You go in, do a little
They're always
wine
doing
dinner.
an event.
They always got stuff.
Buck-a-shuck and all these.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Doug down at Burgers probably got something in the mix soon. But as for right now, we got this one event down. We're going to pick a date next month and just keep your eyes open. And we'll keep the people informed as we know.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, dude.
No problem. Dante Cistulli, everybody. There we go.
Perfect.